Hello there. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, Snips by Kelly. I'm Kelly, and tonight I'm going to show you 3 different styles using the same paper line and share 28 scrapbook pages. So now we have Thanksgiving behind us and hopefully the last of the turkey and the pie for a while, at least until Christmas, right? So it seems like fall flies by so fast because fall is my favorite. But on the other hand, there is so much that happens in that short fall window period that it seems like it's a big scrapbooking time for me. There are so many fall things that happen, from back to school and first day of school photos through the pumpkin patches and the harvest festivals. We have Halloween in there and pumpkin carving and trick-or-treating. And then it goes all the way through Thanksgiving and pie. And it seems like in there are changing of the leaves. We usually have some leaf photos and some, the foliage and some nice nature walks. A lot of times that's when we have coffee with friends and we have a lot of those little fall activities. Sometimes I do more with my friends in the fall when all the kids are back in school and I am not watching kids and running around as much in terms of grandkids. And then the routine. We always look forward to the routine. So I want to show you one paper line 3 ways. So we have the Sweet Days of Autumn paper pack and sticker sheet, along with the Autumn to Remember scrapbooking workshop that has common paper throughout those. So I'm going to show you the 6-page company scrapbooking workshop, all completed, that uses the Autumn to Remember scrapbooking workshop kit. I'm also going to show you a 12-page Sparkle and Shine elevated workshop kit that uses the same materials with a few things added. And then I'm going to show you a 10-page workshop that uses the paper pack and sticker sheet with added cardstock and bling. All the fall line that Stampin' Up put out this fall, but 3 different ways. So I like to scrap a simple scrapbooking workshop and then an elevated scrapbooking workshop kit. So these workshops vary in number: 6 pages, 10 pages, 12 pages. They vary in style. Everything you need to put this together, except for a few basic supplies, are in the Autumn to Remember scrapbooking workshop kit. This is a very simple supply list with a paper pack and sticker sheet, extra cardstock and bling. And this one is all the things, where again, I use the Autumn to Remember scrapbooking workshop kit, but I add some twine, some bling, some gold leaves, and extra. These are elevated pages that will take a little bit longer to put together, maybe designed more for a weekend crop. These are simple pages, guaranteed to not need any extra equipment, like no Cricut, no die cutter, no stamping, nothing like that. And then this is the company workshop, where everything is included in the workshop kit except for a few basic supplies. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at these 28 pages and take a look at each one completed and the differences in those. And hopefully you will be inspired to be able to get your scrapbooking memories on pages simply and easily. So we're going to start with the Autumn to Remember scrapbooking workshop kit designed by Stampin' Up. Everything that you need is in the Autumn to Remember scrapbooking workshop kit except for basic supplies. You pull out the instruction guide and you can put it together exactly as designed. Of course, you can change it up and you can do your own little twist on it, but the workshop guide tells you how to cut your paper, how to assemble the pages, and often focuses on a given technique. So this is layout 1 of the scrapbooking Autumn to Remember workshop kit. And so I did a few Thanksgiving photos. I like to say that I try to get the perfect photo, but this is usually what my kids and grandkids look like. Avery Jean is behind the bowl, and none of them are looking, and Grandma is trying to get a photo. But the little overlay here that has paper strips behind it comes right in the kit. There's punch outs, and you just punch those out and assemble those, and there's lots of neat little things that come in those punch outs. So you get pattern paper and a sticker sheet and punch outs. So we have some punch outs here. This one here I believe is a sticker. You get even little journaling punch outs that you can add your journaling to, so you don't even have to cut any journal spots. Stickers and punch outs up here. And of course, this one is a large sticker title, beautiful punch out leaves. And then there's extra shapes that are wooden die cut punch outs that add a lot of dimension and a lot of texture. Now, this workshop is done exactly as designed by the company, so no inking or anything was added to these bits. Of course, you could add background stamping and inking to these if you would like. Page 2 or layout number 2 of the corporate or company scrapbooking workshop kit. We have this scribble circle that is a punch out that adds a lot of dimension. The chevrons are punch outs. Here are some of those faux wooden shapes, the craft punch out die cuts, and then lots of little stickers and punch outs from the sticker sheet. This is my whole crew, all 8 of my grandkids and Grandma in the middle. And then again, stickers from the sticker sheet, punch out, even punch outs for journaling. So this whole piece here for journaling and sticker titles, arrows, and I love how they put it all together. Here's sticker across the bottom. They design it, they show you how to do it, and they show you how to cut each and every piece of paper to make it exactly the way that it is shown in the instruction guide. Here's that's 6 pages total. So here is the 3rd layout. So it's 3 2-page layouts in this particular workshop. Now, I actually added this from the punch out sheet because I only had a few photos for this. It was just a little day out, a coffee day out with a friend this fall, but you can see all of these little faux wooden pieces that punch out. You can again see the die cuts and the punch outs. You can see where they've shown you some different layering of some strips and where they've combined the stickers with the punch outs and the added wood shapes to give it so much dimension. I love this workshop. I love how easy it is. I love that almost everything comes in the workshop kit except for your adhesive, your paper trimmer. Once in a while, the workshop kits will require like some ink or something added for added technique. This one was very simple. And did not require any ink at all to complete that. So now we're going to take a look at my 10-page Simply Scrappin' workshop. I use the Sweet Days of Autumn paper pack and sticker sheet, added cardstock, and the faux fall glass gems. And that is all I used on this, and I guarantee on my Simple Scrappin' workshop that no additional materials are needed. Now, I do have some process videos on some of these layouts, and I will link in the description any of these layouts that have process videos. Many of them do not, but many of them do. So I will link all of those and the materials and supplies used down in the description below. So basically you can see here that, and I did say no die cuts, but there is a circle. I did use a circle punch. You could use a thin cut, a die cut, the Cricut, or just a circle punch to add some circles to this. Usually there are none, but I did do that. Handmade some tags just by snipping corners of rectangles, added some circles, added those old-fashioned techniques like adding dot dots with markers or dashed lines with markers, fussy cut some of the animals right out of the pattern paper to just add interest without adding additional supplies or adding a die cutter or anything like that. So you can see here that this is my grandson, Waylon James, and we went to see some bears at Bear Country. I love that you have all of the sticker elements that you can add, and then you also have the animals on the pattern paper to be able to fussy cut those out. Layout number 2 of Simply Scrappin is basic banners. Super simple layout, just popping up those basic banners with dimensionals and adding some little stickers and things that come right in the paper pack and sticker sheet to those banners, popping those up to give them dimension, fussy cutting a few of those animals right out of the pattern paper to add to different places, stickers from the sticker sheet, and then you can see some of those faux glass dots. So the colors in the dots are the fall colors that coordinate with this pack. So you have some green, some orange color, a little bit of a yellow color of all of those dots. This is Waylon James, and again, we stopped at Bear Country and looked at the bears, and he picked a fuzzy bear, and I just took some pictures of him sitting outside loving on his fuzzy bear. Then when we got back home that night, I put his jams on him, and I had gotten him a cute little pair of bear pajamas at Bear Country, and he was being cheeky, and I thought that was really cute since the pajamas say bear cheeks. So this is layout number 3 of the Simply Scrappin, and so again, popping up some of the photos just to add dimension, basic banners again, using those faux glass dots to tie it all together, popping up some pattern paper at the top and using a little bit of a tearing technique to be able to just add a little element of fun. Some of the strips or the stickers, trimming those down and adding those in different places, fussy cutting a few of those animals and adding just a few of those stickers, and you have a very simple, easy, and quick layout. A traditional little pattern here with small squares. So using up small squares, putting those in the diamond shape across the center of the layout, adding some little strips at the top and the bottom, and then keeping it super plain and simple. Adding some photo mats to add a nice little color element there, layering and toggling some photo mats over here for added interest, adding some of those animals right from the pattern paper, and then adding stickers from the sticker sheet and the faux glass dots. This was a little schoolhouse that I took 3 of my granddaughters to and we toured, and I'm thinking that I probably had that book when I was in grade school. Probably made me feel super old. So the Simply Scrappin layouts are designed to be just that. This one I do think I have, this is the layout 5, and so it is the 10th layout. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. Yep. So this was a bike ride on a little trip to Florida that my girlfriend Amy and I took. Very simple layout to do, creating a little bit of a wonky background with 4 pattern papers, several of them longer, and then offsetting those just to add a little added interest, popping up the photos to add dimension, some of those circles again, punched out circles, and then handmade tags for some journaling, and then all the rest is stickers from the sticker sheet, cutting down some of the stickers into banners so that you can stretch the pack and get more out of it, a little bit of tearing on some paper strips, and that is the 10-page Simply Scrappin. And I simply create a workshop guide for the Simply Scrappin and a supply list, and I'll link in the description how you can check that out. Last, we have the Sparkle and Shine workshop. This is again a 12-page workshop that's a little bit more elevated, that will take a little bit more time, that I use the same workshop kit that the company workshop, the 6-page company workshop uses, Autumn to Remember. I just simply create my own instructions using the same materials and some added cardstock, and then I did add some golden woven leaves and some druzy gems to this, as well as some twine from my stash. So here we have layout number 1, a little trip that I took with Waylon James to the pumpkin patch or the harvest festival this year. Added some of those woven leaves, some cricket leaves to this, and then just, and I see I'm falling apart here. Hold on, I got a little leaf that went rogue on me. There we go. Okay, and then what I did for this is I actually created a 7-inch paper with 7 1-inch strips going down, and then I gutted that out once it was assembled so that I could get this interior piece, and then I mounted that interior piece on an additional piece of cardstock that came right in the kit with a little bit of a border, and then popped that middle on top of the background. It's just an interesting play on plain old strips, and it actually pulls that up and adds dimension. So these two photos of Waylon are more featured and popped up. And so he had such a great time with the goats and in the corn and playing in the pumpkins. And here he's riding a hay bale. He's even got his arm in the air like he's made it all of the seconds that he needs to make. And again, adding some of those woven gold leaves are in there. The punch out craft faux wood shapes are in there. Some cricket leaves are in there. And then you can see a lot of those little wood shapes, and then the druzy gems are in there as well. Simple little title, clustering and cutting apart a few of the punch outs. So in that workshop kit, all of those punch outs are so great for stretching your pages. You can use those punch outs in different ways. You can cut those punch outs in half and stretch some of those. Here's another simple one. This one I was getting to the end of the 12 pages and there wasn't much left, and I just wanted to document my fall jelly making. It's a little bit different because there's no people in the photo, but it's something that I do every single year, and I thought how nice it might be for me to just document that. We live on a farm and ranch, and we have apple trees, we have wild plums, we have choke cherries, we have wild grapes, and I make a strawberry rhubarb. We have wild rhubarb, and so I love to make jelly. So basically tearing what was left after I get to the end of stretching a workshop kit to 12 pages, there isn't always very much left, but I did some tearing on the papers that were left and layered those, did a little inking in the background and splattering. You can splatter ink. I chose to splatter an old shimmer brush that I had to make the splatters, and then inked all of the edges with some pecan pie ink. I did add a little stitched frame from the Cricut, 2 of those, one that's a little bigger than the other, just to kind of help those photos to stand out a little bit, and then made a large cluster with pretty much everything that was left over by the time that I got to the 12 pages. So again, you can see some little cricket leaves in there. You can see some stickers from the sticker sheet, a punch out from the punch outs, and this one is a sticker from the sticker sheet. You can see all of those little craft die cuts. These little mushrooms were so cute. I just backed them with some Cajun Craze cardstock. They're a craft wooden shape, so backing that with cardstock made those stand out a little bit more. I did a little inking on the edges of all the leaves to dirty them up. The original sticker said grateful to be together, but because this wasn't with people, I just trimmed off the together part and covered it up with all different kinds of a cluster of all the different embellishments that come in the kit, in addition to the cricket leaves. I love doing that because I'll be able to use the together sticker probably in another layout. This one was super simple, and then added the druzy gems to that. This one, I do have a full process video. I did this one on YouTube showing how to make the crisscross pocket card and then how to make your recipe on Canva and add personalized photos to your recipe, and then how to be able to stick that in a pocket card. This is a traditional, not traditional, but a common pattern that I love to use, where you just cut your paper into triangles and space those out. I did make the stitched frame on the Cricut and then the scallop square on the Cricut. The leaves come in the kit. They're punch outs that come right in the kit. There's some of the golden woven leaves. Here's some of the craft punch out die cuts. I just backed days with some Cajun Craze cardstock to make it stand out a little bit. Added a little bit of twine from my stash. Here's a tag from the punch outs that I added twine to. And I was documenting myself making my infamous cheeseburger soup in the fall. Okay, this next one is super simple, and this is documenting a little trip, a weekend trip that I took to She Loves Color. My girlfriend and I have this thing about trying to get coffee in a real cup. I don't mind always when it's in a paper cup, but I love a good cup of coffee in the morning in a real cup. It just tastes better. So this is the Sherpa coffee shop that is all about the Himalayan people and how they're all about the journey. They're amazing mountaineers. And it was just kind of a neat place to go in terms of being motivated about the journey and working hard. And my friend Jody and I had a good cup of coffee, but guess what? It was in a paper cup. But this one is patterned off of the scrapbooking layout that comes in the kit. They used longer banners, and so I took that inspiration from the actual workshop kit. These are those same punch outs, and that are the punch outs from the kit that you can layer the strips that come in the kit in the back of them just to add dimension and interest to the backs of the pages. Added some sticker for a sticker title, kept it super simple. Little punch outs that come right in the kit. There's some of those craft shapes again that come right in the kit. Added some of the druzy gems. Did a little inking on the background. Popped up with dimensionals the photos. It's super simple. That one was really, really simple. This last one here, I do have a full process video for. This one had a little bit more heavy lifting in it. I added lots of Cricut elements to this. Usually in my 12-page Sparkle and Shine workshops, I like to have one layout that's over the top. Lots and lots of added Cricut elements and things. And this one, I will link the process video in the description, but I added 3x4 flip flaps to be able to get so many photos in one layout. And this was documenting an annual, every year I create caramel apples every single year. And this was documenting my grandkids and I making those caramel apples. So again, doing distressing and inking on the edges of the paper, using a paper distresser and adding ink, splattering with a little ink and water in the background, and then adding Cricut elements. So the apple crate and the 2 carameled apples are Cricut elements, and then some of the smaller leaves are Cricut elements. So as you can see in a couple of the layouts, I used all the punch out leaves up, and when I'm stretching a kit to 12 pages, that's why I typically will add more stamped leaves, die cut leaves, or Cricut leaves to a workshop to stretch it. This is that same scribble circle that I showed you in the company workshop that was white, and I just inked it all with pecan pie and splattered it with a little splatter ink and water to give it that nice distressed look. And I added some twine to that and inked all of the edges, added druzy gems, and there you have it. So again, 28 pages from the same paper line. and all of those fall memories that you can scrap with all 28 pages. So I have paper crafters that just wait. They look at the company workshop, they look at my Simply Scrappin, they look at my Sparkle and Shine, they decide which one fits their photos or memories better, and then they get the supply list for the one that they've chosen to do. If you want everything all included and to be able to just simply pull out the instructions, you can grab the company workshop and create those 6 pages. No fuss, no muss. The workshop guide is included in that. If you want a larger workshop with the same paper line, but you don't want it to be complicated, my Simply Scrappin 10-page workshop might be a good alternative for that. But if you are one who loves all the things and you are an elevated scrapper that loves dimension and you love to add and have more over-the-top pages, then you might check out my 12-page Sparkle and Shine. And there you have it. Thank you so much for watching my one paper line 3 ways. Won't you please take a moment to hit like, subscribe, the notifications bell, share, and shoot me a comment. Let me know what kind of a paper crafter you are, what style you like the best, and what you thought of the Autumn Memories and Autumn to Remember scrapbooking workshop line. Thank you so much. Have a great day and come back soon for more right here on Snips by Kelly.